In yesterday's video, we talked about how the 30-minute confirmation did lead us to believe that we can head up to that monthly expected move, but we were discussing how the bigger risk of downside, since we are only halfway through the month, is there. That's right. If you really want to take risk into consideration for the entire month, then you have to understand that down at these levels, there was room up to that monthly expected move. But as of right now, as we get to these levels, you have to be very aware of 2-hour pullbacks or even big traps. And we do actually see a trap signal that we're going to discuss in this video. We're going to get you guys some of those updated daily expected moves and things like that. As implied volatility does shrink, we are open to seeing somewhat of a surprise, and they have shrunk even tighter today going into tomorrow. So for April 15th, we're going to get you those daily expected moves, and we're going to show you a signal that does suggest that we could have a trap on our hands outside of the monthly expected move. So let's get into it. First part here, I really just wanted to talk about some things to keep your eye on. And I think US oil, if we're going to see escalation or anything like that, or a continuation of the problem, right? This is overall kind of a reasonable ceasefire and things like that. But something to watch out for here is the 4-hour divergence from US oil. This could lead you to believe, if this does confirm, that there is some sort of trap in the market. So I just wanted to point that out. The other thing that I was paying attention to today is I always look for this during a squeeze. During a squeeze, I will always look for a time where we get dramatically bullish, meaning a lot of the options are going to that bull side. And you notice that today we remained around that 0.67 for the entire day. So 0.67 for the entire day. That means a lot of people, at least who place their, bets, place their trades today, are not necessarily believing in the fact that, hey, we're outside of the monthly expected move. They think that this move will continue even higher. But something that we want to consider is the fact that we are not only outside of the monthly expected move, but we are now outside of the weekly expected move. Now, some questions to bring into your mind when you do see a move like this is, did we get great news this week? Did we get great news last week? And those are some very important questions, because technically we got the great news last week. So if we got the great news last week that caused a lot of the squeezing going on right now, then technically the options market was prepared for it. As the options market is prepared for it, this coming outside of here could lead you to believe that there potentially will be some sort of FOMO going on as of right now. We should be very, very aware that these expected moves were, calculated using trades that had the ceasefire and things like that all in mind. That squeezability, the squeeze factor in the narrative did come in, but that came in last week. So we can consider a trap because we did not get extended better news, in my opinion, this week. So that means that we are still susceptible of 2-hour pullbacks. We're even susceptible to big traps. And do we have a signal that suggests that there can be a big trap? And that's where we go and look at volatility, and we look at the 2-hour chart. So pretty much what we're looking for here is, do we see anything that could cause a daily reaction here, right? Could the daily reverse back around? Technically, yes. Now, I'm still going to more so lean towards a 2-hour pullback for the market, but we do notice that there is a divergence here between these levels. Okay, we have that divergence on the MACD, we have that on the RSI. This has not confirmed yet, so maybe by tomorrow we can potentially react to these things, but this would suggest what is going to happen for volatility. Volatility is going to, if this does fully confirm, attempt to take back that 5-day and go into some sort of positive trend, maybe to go take care of a gap or something like that, or even get a daily move to the upside, because this move does really show on the 2-hour chart. Because we see these signals, they are known to get a daily reaction, kind of like back here when we talked about the 30-minute with the 2-hour. Hey, a 2-hour reaction can happen here, and it happened. Same thing can be said here. It's just, hey, it's on the 2-hour chart, so a daily reaction can happen, just to kind of clear that up. So for volatility, what does all of this tell us from the perspective of the SPY? Well, it tells us we should be very prepared for traps up in these areas. We should be making decisions potentially in these areas. If I was down in this trade at these levels, hey, well, you're outside of the monthly and weekly expected move this week. Fantastic move, fantastic overall squeeze. And I'm not saying that any of this is like, like, hey, yeah, I'm going to bet the house on some kind of big downside move here, but it would make sense to kind of create those reversal signals soon and see some sort of 2 hour pullback, some sort of 2 hour consolidation. And if this is going to get really ugly, then we'll lose that 5 day moving average and potentially have to go down even lower to take care of a gap. So the main portion of this first part here is just to tell you a lot of the things out there to pay attention to, and especially the volatility signal, because that one is known to cause or at least be a leading indicator for some sort of disruption in the market, aka that signal likes to stop squeezes. So I wanted to point that out. For the SPY daily expect move 698.54 to the upside, we see 690.38 to the downside. We notice that implied volatility has shrunk again. This makes total sense. And this adds even more credit to, hey, a surprise can happen. The market can be taken off guard now. Now that makes total sense. And that's why I talked about the PCC. When the PCC comes in at about 0.67 and it's sitting there all day, that's kind of a sign of, hey, people really don't believe that this squeeze is going to stop, even for a pullback or anything like that, even for consolidation, where it kind of just moves overall sideways and ruins those positions. So I wanted to point out that right now, as far as my trading goes, I was prepared for any kind of 2 hour pullback here. I'll be prepared for any kind of 2 hour pullback over here. And even if we squeeze all the way up to these type of levels, I'll still be waiting for that potential 2 hour pullback. I am not going to FOMO in just because I'm seeing more green on my screen. If we go into the 30-minute chart, something that might need to be considered here is the fact that you have a dramatic 30-minute extended divergence on your MACD, but you might need to make one in the near price action. Okay, we might need to make one like this in the near price action, where you come down to that center line, we get one more push or something like that, right? We come down to these levels, take care of a gap, dink off that 5 day, maybe we head up into a weekend trap where we're able to see this start to form on Thursday or Friday. This is something I would really, really be aware of, but as of right now, that volatility signal is suggesting it can happen right now. So I just wanted to bring all of that to your attention. This squeeze looks like it is running out of gas. People do not think that this squeeze is not going to continue, while volatility and your monthly expected moves are all suggesting, hey, the trade to the upside is really wrapped up and you are highly, highly probable to see a 2 hour pullback. And with a signal like that from volatility, that pullback can be meaner than you think. Level for the Qs on the 30-minute chart here, we see 634.22 to the upside, 622.92 to the downside. You notice they're small, right? So that means, hey, this has to continue. If it doesn't, and there's a reason behind it, boom, you're down to a second standard deviation very quickly. You'll notice that this is very extended across divergence, and you completely wiped it out on the RSI here. So it would make sense if we want to doodle around up here for a few days, cause some kind of weekend trap. So be prepared for potential for this to continue on the 30-minute. But if we start to see the 2 hour really curl down here, we see that volatility signal hold, then it's very likely that the Qs are going to retrace this move in some fashion. You are outside of the monthly expected move with a ton of time left in the rest of the month. You are outside of the weekly expected move with a ton of time left in the rest of the week. So this makes total sense. 68% zone here, 68% zone down here. Doesn't have to happen. That's why it's 68%. But at the same time, as a trader looking at the risk to reward, the reward to the upside is extremely, extremely, extremely small, in my opinion. And the risk of some kind of downside move is actually much higher, in my opinion. You might have saw that in yesterday's video. So as of right now, whether we wanted to do it here, whether we want to do it from up here, or whether we want to go a little higher and do it from over here, I am still being nice and patient, sitting back, relaxing, watching everyone try to chase these kinds of moves. And I'm going to see if there's any kind of consolidation, see if there's any kind of 2 hour pullback before I'm willing to risk money to the upside. This is a very difficult thing to short. Shorting a short squeeze is a tough game, but it's going to be made a little bit simpler in timing wise with, hey, when am I going to look for that 2 hour pullback? Well, I'm outside of the monthly, I'm outside of the weekly. All the percentages here are suggesting a 2 hour pullback is on the horizon. IWM, we're kind of in the same boat, right? We see the 2 hour way up in the sky. Am I willing to risk money with the 2 hour chart way up like this on the RSI down there? Just no, I'm not. It's completely overbought. We see that from the MACD at these very, very high readings, and we see price getting to those levels outside of critical moves as well for IWM. If you want those, you can join Patreon. The link is the first link in the description. We see here 271.17 to the upside, 266.27 to the downside. 2 hour pullback is just going to make total sense here. Whether that wants to consolidate like this and then start to break out, that would be fantastic. If it wants to see some sort of retracement, I would say that volatility with that signal is suggesting that more of a retracement type of move is going to take place, where you can see this 2 hour kind of come down to these type of areas. Maybe even we go through major disruption, because that is a very big volatility signal. But we're still going to see if we just get by that center line and curl up into positive territory. That's when we're very likely to do what? Test that high and go make a new one, meaning my next trade is on a 2 hour pullback for almost every single indice. And I think it's not almost, I think it is every single indice at this point. So it's relatively simple. I mean, this is a great trade, right? We were talking about all of those reasons why we believe that some kind of massive squeeze can come, and then we see the massive squeeze. And now we go, hey, is the job overall done? Well, we see that monthly expected move, and we sit there and we go, hey, we maybe need to start wrapping up all these kinds of trades to the upside and just be waiting for some kind of potential pullback, especially when volatility is flashing that signal that says, hey, the squeeze can stop here. I think that's very good to say. But overall, we would look at the daily chart. I wanted to go over this towards the end of the video. The daily chart able to go positive in some fashion. So I do believe testing the low and going to make a new one might be a little bit too far for us. And I think that it's more likely, even if you get that daily to cross, that we could carve out some kind of higher low. So I'll be watching it very, very carefully, and I'll continue to update every single night here on YouTube and during market hours on Patreon. When I see something that is interesting to me and my trading, that's where I post things during the day. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and peace out.